All right, we've got another rough bike on our hands here. This one I know a little bit more on. This is my mother's winter bike. So studded tires, only rides in the winter, puts it away wet. Let's throw it in the stand and take a closer look. All right, so as you can see, this bike has a lot going on. We're gonna worry about all that later. What we're gonna be really focusing on is my mother's been really having a hard time getting this bike to shift on the front chain rings. So I took a peek at it, a couple seconds, and noticed that the shifter is very intermittent in its functionality. So when you're pushing on the lever here, you can see it's working right now. It'll work, let it sit for a second. Then it'll throw and there's no resistance. And when you do that, it's not pulling any cable. What's happening on the inside of the shifter is the original grease that came from the factory has actually gotten a little bit sticky and it's turning into kind of a peanut butter. And it's preventing the pawls from engaging on the ratchet ring. So what we're gonna try on here is a shifter flush. Got the bike up in the stand, we've got it to a nice height for where I like to work on shifters. So we're gonna start the shifter flush from here. I'm gonna be wearing some eye protection because we're gonna be using spray liquids that have a tendency to then kick back at you, and also potential powerful sprays that are gonna throw some from stuff that's sitting on the shifter off of it. We also have a garbage can down here to catch any that gets out of the shifter, which there's gonna be plenty of. So on this shifter, there's a hole here, which when you replace the cable, that cable needs to go in here, or if you're removing it, it comes out here. And that is where we're shooting the lubricant in. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna use a brake clean or some kind of a degreaser. I like something like a brake clean because it has a lot of power behind it and it really blows that grease, the old grease that's inside here, off. And it breaks down that grease and gives a new lubricant a place to go to. So let's get in here. And while I'm spraying this in here, I'm gonna stop every once in a while and actuate the shifter. So let's go. Go through that, and then every once in a while, just kind of exercise that shifter. Go back and forth between the gears. And I'm just pulling on the cable here. Some of you might notice this. I'm just pulling on the cable here because I've got it shifted up to the large chain ring, and I want it to kind of stay there so I can easily go through all three gears. And I'm just taking up the slack with my finger. It also keeps the head of the cable seated. You're exercising the internals, the pawls and the ratchet rings and everything. Just kind of going through there. So, and now we're gonna do a quick wipe down on that. This might help things down the road stay cleaner. It'll also show that we did some work here. So now, we're gonna use a light lubricant, something like Tri-Flow. You could use something lighter like this that is aerosol. And I like this for this purpose because it has some foaming, and that foam tends to go in there, expand a little bit, and then consolidate and go over the parts and flush through it. And as it does that, it starts to collect on all the pivot points and everything. So something, an aerosol and maybe something with a little bit of a foaming property is good. So shake that up and shoot it in. You can see that foam came out. I'm gonna hit that shifter, get us to a different point in the rotation on the tumbler in there. All right, so our shifter is working really, really well now. I'm just gonna clean this up again, make sure there's not too much lubricant coming out. This is stuff that's gonna continue to come out for a little bit, so you might wanna Go back and wipe this all off so you don't have lubricant going anywhere. On this one, we had the problem on our left shifter. That's a really good symptom that the right shifter is going to be having the same problem. So I'm actually going to get into the right-hand shifter and flush that one in a little bit here. But you guys already know how to do it, so if you're having the problem, go out and do it. It also brings up the point of, like, you know, this happens when things don't get used very often. It's kind of a use it or lose it kind of thing. If these sit for long amounts of time, that grease kind of gets gummed up like peanut butter, and then it prevents things from moving. So I'm going to do them both here, preventative maintenance, just because. And I really want to hear from you guys in the comments section. Like, how many of you guys have had this happen? How often? Have you ever had to do this? Have you had the bike shop do it? This procedure is not 100% effective every single time. So also, was it effective for you? Just want to hear from you. And on that note, we'll see you guys next time on Tech Tuesday. Thanks for watching. You can find hundreds more videos like this one on our channel here on YouTube. And we're constantly working on more. So be sure to subscribe for the latest content for Park Tool. And check out our website, which has even more content to help you make your bike better.